To come through for real. Baby, where you at? After this time I'll be through for real. Bring me that. After this time I'll be through for real.
Okay.
Yeah, that was a banger. And I'm gonna play that on replay like 7 times so I can know.
Girl.
No, for real, that was Brent Fayez. Where you at? New release. If anybody knows, like Brent is me in male form.
Yeah. I love me some bread.
Yeah. I
We're
can't wait
back.
to go see him. What's up?
It's up.
Get up.
It's a Double Life podcast
With your girls.
It's Kay. Hello.
And I'm Yanni. And if you don't know us, now you will.
Welcome back. Okay. Episode 7.
Yeah, we
Hi.
here.
27 on episode 7.
Yes.
What you really want to talk about?
How was your
Please.
birthday week?
Girl, it was busy. I was busy being the boss I am.
Period.
You know, it was cool. Nothing too major. It's cool. Everything. I'm definitely gonna do our big one a little bit later on.
Yeah.
27 is priority. You know what I'm saying? Responsibility and maturity. So I'm handling a big business, and then we
Yeah.
can play extra hard after we get this knockout round.
Yeah, I saw this video on TikTok that was saying 2023 is the year of the 7. So us turning 27, I just feel
I
like
told you.
just takes.
Yeah.
You know, I'm so grateful to be 27. I had the best birthday ever spiritually. Like,
Yeah.
I got some great news.
I can feel that. I can feel
opened
that.
up a whole new chapter on that day. So, like, I'm really excited. Honestly, it's going to be one of the
Same.
most memorable years
Yeah.
or birthdays to come for me. So, I'm super excited.
I feel the exact same way. I feel the exact same
Nice.
way. I've been already super excited. Things have been falling into formation as they should. Hello. So yeah, I feel awesome. I feel divine, if you won't mind, you know what I'm saying it like that. But I just feel super grateful, super powerful, super motivated. You know what I'm saying? Like,
I feel it. I'm super, super, super excited. And for this episode, I think that we're going to get into some good topics. You know, this is grown talk. You got it?
yeah.
Got some technical difficulty.
Okay.
Okay, so last episode we introduced the segment Twin Tales. So this is us sharing twin stories and giving our perspectives and our advice, views on it. Kind of what resonates with us and what doesn't.
Right.
This episode, we're getting into kind of twin dating. So we got a couple stories to share. And this one is being a twin, being in a romantic relationship. And the title says conflict. It says, for a little background, I'm 31 years old. My twin and I live in different countries, which, as you know, as you may know, it's very challenging since we are super close. Right now, I'm on a long-term relationship. I guess in a long-term relationship. Don't know if it's worth mentioning, but I'm queer. Anyway, I'll try to get to the point now. I've always struggled with being in a relationship, but not for the lack of commitment. It's more a matter of having a hard time telling people about it. Of course, as a queer person, that's a whole thing. But in my case, I really feel like it's not only that. Even when I've been in relationships with men, which is more accepted, I've had the same problem. I do think about this a lot and wonder if it's because I have a twin sister. I was always the shy one. She was too, but I've always felt more quiet. So when growing up, it really took a toll on me doing our lives separately. It was hard, but I learned to make my own friends and be myself, really, which, to be honest, was great. The thing that I consistently wonder is if my difficulty talking about my partners comes from the fact that it was really hard for me to unlink myself from the twin tag. So the fact that somehow being in a relationship replicates that two people dynamic can be sort of triggering to me. I hope this doesn't sound creepy. I appreciate any kind of opinion about it. Just be kind.
Okay, so I didn't really.
So essentially, what I got from that is what she's saying is she was super close with her sister, and when she kind of separated herself and got to know who she was, it was really great for her because she came out of her shell. She made her own friends. She had her own life. That now she's dealing with becoming attached to someone where twins, the two-person dynamic, I'm assuming that she's going to feel like she's going to fall back into an unknown space of like who she's going to be and who she really is. So I guess, what advice would you give her? Because she's saying this dynamic is
a trigger.
Yeah. Like becoming, committing to a person long term isn't the problem, but now who am I going to be?
Falling into that codependency and the idea of who you are with that person as opposed to who you are by yourself. I guess I can. I don't really have too much.
Do you want me to go first? Okay.
Yes, especially on that aspect.
Yeah.
I've been single for forever.
But here's the thing. I will say this. So I think it resonates a lot with twins because for us, we have gone through times where we moved away from each other separately and did our own things, and definitely dealt with separation anxiety when it came to that, and then too, we do date and we're still twins. So I think, what she's getting at is, of course, this is going to be kind of triggering because when you are a twin, you do a lot of things and it's sometimes I think it's unconscious, like how much we are connected or bonded to each other. So what I will say, yes, I have dealt with that, being with someone outside of my sister and how difficult that could be. My advice would be to, of course, don't take away from what you've already overcome. Be mindful or try to make a conscious effort to continue to be you while aiding or taking care of your relationship, because one, this person, now that you're going to be entering a committed relationship long term, and they started off liking you where you're at. So I wouldn't say necessarily you would take away from that. I think you would add on, and it's okay for you to evolve as identifying as you guys as as a unit, but don't waste away at who you are as a person. I think that's the biggest thing that I would say.
Yeah, for me personally, I think one of the biggest things is to establish boundaries. So first, you've went on by yourself and you kind of get to know yourself. You're going to always evolve. So I think that making the conscious effort to always continue to get to know you and what you like and what you don't like is one of the biggest points to do that. And then follow up with setting boundaries, right? As you evolve, your limitations, your expectations are going to evolve as well. So staying on those boundaries and a boundary for yourself, a big one. Like, I won't allow myself to be consumed by this identity because it doesn't align with where I am or the identity that I have for myself at this current state. So I think that's a big one. Yeah, I don't want to put personally. I try not to put myself in situations where I'll lose me. Like, I lost myself a couple times, and I ain't going the fuck back. So like, like,
Do you feel like you lost yourself because you were so like wrapped up in like being a twin or being in a relationship?
That codependency. So
or both? Because I think that's what's so interesting, because her twin is not here. However, it's still like her twin doesn't live with her. But however, it's still like triggers her
right.
to the degree of like, okay, I've separated from my twin. They're still probably super close. However, now getting close to another person, am I going to fall into this pattern of like, are we destined to be like codependent on each other type thing? Or are you going to deal, or will you have like a forever like morphing issue? You morph into
And
this two-person dynamic.
That's every day too, though. You know what I'm saying? Like, every relationship that you have brings out a different side of you, right? You are going to conform to whom you are with that person, right? So that's also going to circle right back to what I said about establishing those boundaries. And it's okay, like, different people bring out different parts of you, but as long as you're you tapped in and you're in tune with who you are, and it's not whom you are with that person doesn't overweigh whom you are at the soul being of you, then you're fine. But I do understand, the triggering, as we stated in the last our last podcast, we're in a constant comparison, and with a twin sister dynamic, are in a constant codependency, right? So that how do you separate yourself, or you grow from that one, and then now you also now entering into new meaningful relationships. How do you kind of like monitor your codependency and your self-identity?
I think that's hard. And from what I'm reading, a lot of twins are going through it, which I think is super interesting because, like I said, like we've said multiple times, we came into the world together, and because we grew up together, we know each other, we're comfortable, we're in this space where it just makes sense. It makes sense for us to continue on our journey holding each other's hand. You know what I'm saying? Like, our lives are intertwined, and I have no thoughts about living a life without you.
Yeah.
So intertwining new people into that is super hard, because sometimes I feel like, will they understand? Will her person that she's now looking to be committed to understand that this is different for me because I've lived my life with someone forever, and this is now my new, this is now me being away from that person as a single person, and I don't know if I can do it. I don't know if I want to be consumed by that. So I think that that's super interesting.
I'm also going to recommend therapy. 100%.
And that's the thing too, because I don't necessarily.
You need help.
It's so,
you need
but
help
it
with
seems so sad to say
identifying those issues.
to say that
yeah.
like you need therapy because you're a twin and you're
And
like
therapy is
dealing.
not a
No,
bad
I'm
thing.
saying, I'm just saying, like, it's a very interesting and touchy topic because it's like you don't identify, or you're struggling to identify because you were born a twin, and now you have these mixed feelings. Like you have you as an individual, you as a twin, you as a partner.
Mm-hmm.
These are all people that you are, but people have trouble saying like, okay, these are three parts of myself versus like, oh, I can't be just one kind of thing. Like, or I just need to be one kind of person. So I think that's super, super interesting. For instance, so this question is, have you ever had a situation where you don't get along with the other's boyfriend? Did that affect y'all dynamic at all? Did you feel conflicted? 100% fuck yes. Yes.
Yes. Now, with me, I haven't had too many issues.
Yes, you have.
Not too many. Now, like when they getting beside themselves, you know what I'm saying, like trying to be away with me that they are with you just because of because that's how they are with you and expect that to be. That's where my issue comes.
We're toxic, actually. So I think that one thing people.
Girl, now we toxic.
No. Okay, so there needs to be like a genre of dating set aside for twins because I definitely feel like people who decide to date twins need to understand that there's a whole like different level of dynamic. We're not just talking about just your everyday sibling, because I'm pretty sure like people who are super close with their siblings may have dealt with the same thing. In our circumstance, just to give a scenario, myself and you were dating friends, right? We were dating friends, and my twin had a falling out with with my boyfriend at the time, which was her boyfriend's friend. They had their own issues.
Because he was being a weirdo.
They had their own issues.
Not because,
Right, which that's completely fine. They had their own issues, and it truly affected the dynamic between me and my sister. Like, she got more serious with her boyfriend, who then ended up being, obviously your baby daddy. I was, still in my relationship with my person, and it would be like she would not want to be around that person.
Because why you being a weirdo?
Right. So, like, it would cause us to, if I wanted to do something, I had to split my days or split my time or try to prioritize who was going to be coming first. Like, I enjoy spending my time with my twin. I love, having our time. And then when I'm with my boyfriend, obviously, I like being with him for obvious reasons outside of being with my twin. So it was very conflicting, and as much as I wanted to like find a way to resolve it, she was set in her like ways. Like she was
you're not even gonna pay me to really be what's the name, because
no. I'm just saying like you didn't want like you were okay to be cordial.
Yes,
but
and I'm
a
lot more easygoing when it comes to like.
Yeah.
Huh?
You're easygoing.
Yes, I mean like I like what I like. I like as long as you're not on no weird shit. You don't give me no awkward energy. What's for you is what's for you, especially because I was in a more serious relationship than you were. I started my family. So I have my relationship with you, and then I have my relationship with my child's father. This is my family now. So we had to, figure out what we was doing with that while I'm figuring out who I am as a woman, figuring out who I am as a mom, and then our relationship is growing, and that's something that, no.
But no, what I'm saying is you wasn't that easygoing because, again, they were friends.
And he
just to
did
get
some
with
weirdo
him.
shit
Right,
though.
that made her.
It was
not,
never no smoke prior to that.
correct. So when they fell out, obviously, like, he confided in me with some interesting,
Some
stories.
tea,
Tea about his friend who is now my sister's boyfriend, baby daddy. And I'm like, hold up. And he's like, it was almost like a loyalty pool, because now I'm finding out things that, like, to me, it's just not okay. I don't F with for my sister. So I'm like, okay, what do I do? How do I do that? And again, like, for me, my loyalty still stood with my twin. So I was like, well, shoot, I'm gonna tell you the tea, but you can't tell nobody that I told you the tea. And it became this whole big thing. Me and her actually had a falling out because I told you the tea. Then she ran back and told her boyfriend or her BD the tea.
I was hormonal. You shouldn't have told me.
I was so pissed. And then I was like, just come on, live with me, da da da. Like, we got this. We gonna be twins. We gonna be. She was like, no. And I was like, okay, well, I'm gonna unalive him. She was like, if you do that, I'll unalive you. I was like, what?
Girl,
It was betrayal.
Girl, it was.
So it's very conflicting.
It was a lot going on at that.
She was
moment.
pregnant, but
Yes.
however, I put my, and then now I done told her this tea, right? So I just did something disloyal to the person that I was being with or trying to be loyal to be loyal to her. She not loyal to me. Now I gotta run back and be like, I messed up with my person. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Girl.
now they gonna know.
I was hormonal.
They gonna know. Like,
I can't believe what you was telling me.
yes, you could have, because it was the truth. It was very conflicting, and it was such, oh my God, it was such a big, like, moment in my life where I was just like, wow, I'm really losing my twin. Like, I'm really losing my sister. And it was probably one of
That's
those.
why my daughter looked like me.
It was probably one of those times where I felt like, this dating shit is for the fucking birds. Like, I'm done with this. Like, and obviously we were still young. So
Yeah.
I'm like, okay, this is so crazy. Like, how could she, like, betray me? Like, I've been with her longer. And to be truthful, like, I wasn't really trying to unalive somebody. But honestly, if I'm going to the length of saying, I will unalive him, and you say you're gonna unalive me, that's a little too much. Because now you're saying that you love this person way more than you love me.
First of all, like I said, relax. Definitely hormonal. And all I could think about is that I was going to be a single mother, in which you basically spoke that up on me, saying what you had said.
No,
because
you're not a single mother. You got a whole nother being that's gonna help you take care of your kids.
I'm a single mother and dude, but I'm all day, every day. That's me.
Some nights and some weekends, it's me. Like a baby daddy. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah.
So it's very conflicting, and
it was a lot.
It's so It was a lot. I think that was the biggest, like, we're like true, like, really fight where we
that's
were
the
battling
only
each
one.
other as
Yeah, that's
twins.
the only. Yeah.
I mean, like, she still deals with
For
people
me.
that I feel like I would never deal with, or I don't.
Same.
Yeah. So, like, now,
But
obviously,
I
go.
don't go as hard as you do.
What do you mean?
When it comes to that, like, your stuck ain't my stuck. You a lot more bully than I am.
Oh yeah, when I don't like you. But at the same time too, I'm trying to learn to mind my business, cause I really have a hard time identifying
Minding
like
my business like hell.
Yeah,
Got to.
that was one of the big things. Like, she would deal with someone that, for me, I would be like, you don't need to be dealing with this person. You don't need to be talking to them. This is a red flag. You shouldn't do this. And then she would go, but hold on. She would go behind my back and do it. Or she would, not go behind my back, because clearly that's not my business, but she would do it and not tell me that she did it, even though I told her, like, we're having this conversation, right? Let's say it's a red flag. I don't think that you should see him. Whole time, this is new, very new to me. I'm thinking that they're just talking. They done been on 4 or 5 dates already. She wouldn't have told, like she didn't disclose to me that this is the 6th date, and she's just now telling me about their first time meeting. And I'm giving her the red flags. You shouldn't go anymore. Like you should just stop it at the 1 date. She's already in 6 dates in. What the fuck? And then I would find out like she tries to like, I wouldn't say hide it, but then yeah, it is hiding. It would be hiding. And I would feel betrayed. How could you do this?
Because you're a fucking bully, bro.
I'm not a bully. I could be extremely opinionated. I think that's the clear, like the clearest.
And that's
way
a
to say
boundary
it.
that I've set with myself. I'm not lying to you, but I'm choosing to what to allow me.
You can't do that as a twin.
Oh, yes, I can. See,
No,
that's
you can't.
That's toxic. That's toxic right there.
I think that's a clear like twin rule.
No.
Why would you hide anything from me?
I'm not hiding.
You should be able to. You should be comfortable and be able to be you for who you are, regardless
Sometimes
of what I say.
just want to be a dumb bitch, and I didn't want to hear what you had to say.
Okay, and sometimes I could be dumb too. You know, I could be dumb. I could be very delusional.
I gotta make sure I'm
still gonna tell you.
ready. I'm ready to get whatever's gonna come with that.
I think a boundary would be saying, I'm gonna tell you this. I just need to talk to you. I don't need to hear your point of view from it.
Girl, and that still go over your head, Bookie. That still go over your head.
And don't. Okay, there's been times where you told me business, and I would just be like, hush mouth. Yes.
If it wasn't business, I would ask you which one. We can talk about it, cause
no, like
you are not hush mouth, Kiani.
Yes, I am.
You're not. Sometimes when I be telling you my business,
I did not disclose
when I be
my
telling
opinion.
you my business. Now, as of recently, yes, you've been okay. You have been a lot better. But prior to that, girl, it's intoxicating. You know what I'm saying?
Oh my God, it's intoxicating for you to be a goddamn liar to me.
I'm not a liar.
It's like lying in the mirror, and she doesn't get away with it. That's
I'm not
the
a liar.
worst part about it. Like
that's the worst part.
You don't get away with it.
About it. I don't even get to come up with my story before my story already out.
Yeah, like I find out. It doesn't matter. And here's the thing. I'm your twin. I'm your identical twin sister. It's like you're lying to yourself. Why would you do that? If you don't want to hear what I got to say about your choices or your decisions, fine. And I've told you that before.
Yeah, but that's the difference.
I
don't burden you with County. I don't like your choices neither. It makes me sick, but I can mind my business because.
But don't I tell you everything that goes on with me? I tell you everything.
And I don't make you feel a way about your stuff.
That's good for you.
Okay, however, if I tell you,
no, that's not true.
Yes,
you do make me feel
so,
away.
When,
I'm just more like hard shell when it comes down to
girl,
whatever you.
Bye.
I don't care what you say. I don't care what my best friend says.
Bye.
I'm gonna tell you my business, and you say I don't think you should do that. Great, I hear you. I'm still gonna do it anyways. What can you do? Like, what can you do? For me, that's the same thing. You say, I tell you all my business.
Yeah.
All my business. There's nothing that you really don't know. You can say, Kiani, this is stupid. You're being a bitch. Don't do it. What am I going to tell you? I'm going to do it anyway.
Give a fuck.
Yeah, I don't give a fuck. I'm going to do it anyways. This is my choice, and I'm doing it. I'm sticking to it. That's how you should, to me, that's how you should be with me. Although I'm very opinionated, I will say, I am very judgmental. I'm a huge judgmental friend. I'll still love you. I'll still, you know what I'm saying, support you to a degree, whatever. I'm still here for you. You can still talk to me. Am I going to judge you? Yes.
Girl, all I'm saying is you not getting the tea. I'm just
yes,
being ready to be able to tell you. It has nothing
me.
to do with you. It has everything to do with me. It has
So
to do
you need
with
help
my
then.
capacity.
You need help then. You need therapy.
I do my therapy. Thank you,
talk to her
Bookie.
about that. Talk to her because you shouldn't have to lie about.
Kenny, ain't nobody lying.
You shouldn't
And
not
listen,
tell the
and
truth,
like I said,
or not tell
you
your whole story.
talking about things that were going on years ago, okay? And I was going through a lot of stuff.
Yeah, and I stopped talking to her because of it.
I got a lot going on. My mental, my capacity is not the same that it used to be.
And I understand that.
So,
but holding,
if I'm telling you,
if you're at a capacity of withholding information, and to me, as your twin sister, I'm not a regular friend. I'm not a regular sibling. I've been with you for, like I said, again, this is a two-person dynamic. You're going to make your own life choices. I completely understand that. You're going to live your life how you want to. I understand that. However, if you're going to give me tea and you're misguiding me with your tea,
girl,
that's like that's like date raping me.
Girl,
I'm being honest.
now I'm a liar and a rapist.
It's giving me a different concoction. You're telling me a different story. Tell me if I'm going crazy. That is betrayal. If you're telling me a different story, you're not telling me the entire story. You're not giving me the full scope. And then I find out it's all these extra things that are added to the mix. And it's not coming from my person.
Like this is forever. This is always. This was like 1 year that I was doing that.
Consecutively, though. Consecutively. She would do it, get caught. I tell her don't do it again.
This is post-brain.
She would do it, get caught.
Post-brain injury, y'all. Let me say this is
don't do it
after my
again.
accident with my impulsivity.
Okay, do I have to knock you in your head to get it?
Live my life.
That was crazy. No, she was living. And okay, like I said, I am very opinionated. I don't take away from
that's
what
the toxicity,
you're saying.
Y'all see it.
I don't take away from that's okay, bitch.
Say it ain't.
I don't take away from what you're saying. I'm very opinionated, and I could come off really strong.
Strong as
but
hell.
you know that about me.
Like, bitch, you wanna fight?
So many years.
You wanna fight about my tea? For real?
I don't want to fight you.
For real?
But I want you to understand from a different perspective. That's all. And then, like I said, if it was just that, you would get all that tea. You know what I'm saying? You would get all those opinions, and then I would let it go.
You wouldn't let that go.
Wait a minute. Now that I know that it's not the full story, you have more to deal with than just me being opinionated. That's manipulative.
A little bit.
Cleared you on that one.
I grew up. I was a kid. I was before 25.
Was it?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I would say, like,
I grew up.
Dating, I haven't had a successful relationship while 20. There's that. What about you?
That wasn't on us, so I'm not even gonna. I haven't had a successful relationship, but I could do it while twinning.
I don't know.
I'm good. I can do it. I know how to split my relationship between my relationship and my people.
Okay,
and my twin.
So that's interesting because I think that. You know,
and I don't foresee myself being with somebody who isn't family orientated. So it's already gonna be tea.
So hold on, because as a twin and twin community, if you're listening, let me know if I'm tripping or not. There's a difference between family orientated and twinning. There is not a lot of boundaries for, at least, let me just say, in our relationship, we do not have a lot of boundaries. There's not a lot of things that I don't do with you, won't do with you, haven't seen, haven't done, blah, 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 blah. It's literally so much like stuff that we do. For instance, we still sleep together sometimes. So imagine dating, and you know, I'm dating.
Nigga, move over.
A man might that doesn't know that in our relationship might think that that's weird, or might get the wrong indication. Like he might, you know, take that as a like.
And your kids are my kids. I'm John's
But I'm saying,
other
like,
baby
if we're-
mother.
okay.
No incest.
Wow, you just said my baby dad's name. It's crazy, okay?
How they know I wasn't talking about the baby? Come on.
I'm gonna beat her ass.
You know how many people?
Stop name dropping.
Girl, what's even T?
Anywho.
How many people do you know with that name?
I don't care.
Girl, relax.
Anyways,
You want to name drop my baby daddy to make
No.
you feel better?
no, I wouldn't do that.
Whatever.
So again, we don't have a lot of boundaries in our relationship at all, really. So my thing is like, now that I'm single and I'm probably gonna be going through this healing process, another thing that I would need to consider or need to like consciously be proactive about is discussing my relationship with my twin to the person that I'm gonna be dating or seeing exclusively, or you know, looking to come into a long-term relationship with, because it's not an easy conversation to have. Some people, although might be family orientated, they might have certain boundaries in their relationship and their family that are just not the same as ours. So I would definitely say, like, you know, it's not the easiest. To date a twin, I wouldn't say it's the easiest.
I think it just really depends on the magnitude of their relationship and their codependency level. 'Cause I don't think that dating us is hard.
Just think about this. Okay, so if I decided to find my man in London, because I've been saying this, I'm manifesting. I think my man lives in London. He's a London man. And I started dating. It's long distance for a while, so you have me here. And then I decided to make the transition and become a UK babe. And then bring you out. He's going to see a dynamic that he's never been exposed to.
I can see that.
You see what I'm saying? Unless my proper husband is a twin too. Then we can get on. A lot of banter there.
But I
don't know. I'm not just subjecting myself to a UK babe, but I'm just saying, might be one out there. So I'm going 2024.
But I still if everybody can effectively communicate and establish boundaries for themselves, I don't foresee it being a hard issue.
Okay, so if I get into a serious relationship,
if anything, it might be more beneficial, because you, as a person, cannot be your person, your other person's everything. You can't be all of the faces that they need you to be in every one of their faces.
okay,
forms.
so here's another one. Scenario wise, what if you're dealing with someone who doesn't want you discussing your relationship problems with me? How would you deal with that?
I'm going to have to respect that, and I'm going to have to talk to you.
Wow.
Listen.
She's changing up already, guys. I don't understand.
I'm going to have a talk with you to see, like, what we can what's suitable for our relationship, and can also respect, so how I can be who I am with you, and also respect my husband, because this who got to be talking about it. My husband relationship. Yes, he knows that what we have, we are one, and we have our relationship. But as him as a person, and those intimacy issues, whatever intimate details that he doesn't want me to exclude with you, I have to respect that for him, and our relationship boundary. I have to say that for us. Y'all have to have a relationship of your own as well, because to have a relationship with me is to have a relationship with you. So you have your own separate relationship and your own separate boundaries. It's like between...
No, I don't like it already. I don't like him. You got to divorce him.
Girl.
Wrong guy.
Girl.
Wrong guy. No. How dare you?
Girl, that's mature.
It's not. Mature is understanding that I'm a twin, identical twin sister at that, and I share everything. Except, obviously, like, certain things. I'm not going to share a man with you physically.
No.
Not going to happen. However, you're going through something, relationship-wise, you should be able to feel comfortable enough to talk to me. And you should have an outlet outside of that. So if he closes that off, I'm going to feel like he's trying to close the family off, and now we have a problem.
I don't feel like that. I feel like this is a couple things that I've heard, like, I was watching this video on TikTok. I love TikTok University. This guy said that one of the biggest things that drive a successful marriage is that you do not share everything with everyone. You save what you have for you and your wife, your husband and your wife.
I agree.
Not saying that there aren't things that I will be able to talk to you about that pertains to a relationship, but establish a boundary. What's off limits for me and him? That's us. And can you say and tell me that you haven't been biased towards a prior partner or me? I have felt biased because of what I've heard to go through. I've heard of what you've been going through in your relationship. Now he a fuck nigga and I don't like him. My eye is cocked. I'm no longer
now,
smiling.
That's something that we can work on together. Whatever I disclose to you is me and my feelings, and you can, it's an open space for you to give me your advice to me and all of that. I completely agree. What I don't agree with is me not having that outlet, regardless of whether or not I'm in a relationship. I still need my outlet as a twin. I feel like if we're not talking or not discussing all things of me, we're not as close, in my personal opinion. So for my viewpoint, what I'll say to that is, I agree that your relationship should always be private. I wouldn't dare tell some of the things that I've told you to my parents. That's just what it is, because I understand that there becomes a biased judgment towards that person. And there's things that I've told my parents that, again, would cause for biased judgment, but they're not that way. They know that it's me coming to them to vent, not for them to impose or put judgment on anyone. So for anybody who's accepting me, they need to accept that this person is attached to me biologically, mentally, all of that good stuff. And I won't close myself off.
County, but that's not saying that this is closing.
It is though, because if you can't talk to me about something like
if it's his
weird.
Personal business, let's say that he wants to be talking about his health and his body or whatever, and he doesn't want me to disclose that information with you, I'm not going to. If we're talking about his physical, that's not to say that it's everything, like it's everything, all that has to do with us, you can't disclose it to. No, but if he has a preference on information that, I know you sit here and you talk to your sister about boom, 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 I would just hope that you keep this in home. You don't you don't talk to her about this
Maybe.
extent of
I don't know.
information.
I'm not completely swayed by it, but
Girl, because
if your man, you know what I'm saying, is going through something, it's gonna affect you, and you're gonna need someone to talk to. Or you have someone to talk to.
yeah, and out of respect for him,
You would just deal with it mentally by yourself. How selfish. That's how I feel.
girl.
That's all I'm saying. So,
That is a lot.
I mean, what advice would you give to people dating twins?
Take a shot.
Take a shot?
Yeah.
Shot of what? Shot of what?
Alcohol. I was gonna say ginger, you know what I'm saying? A health shot, boom boom, so you can get your immune system up. But just go ahead, numb it down with the alcohol.
Wow,
just a little
really?
bit. It can be. It is a lot because you'll have your relationship with dating twins personally. You know, establish those boundaries and get to know yourself and then know what's for you because you dating multiple people, right? Well, not to say that you're dating my sister, but you will have a separate relationship outside of me with somebody tied to me. So it's a lot. You might not necessarily like the person, you know what I'm saying? But because of the common person that y'all have, and y'all should want the betterment for, that person. Take a shot.
I'm weak.
It could be a lot, you know what I'm saying? Get your little unwind juice flowing through your body.
I would tell them that
Establish some boundaries, though.
they need to get to know the person for themselves, but also know them as twins. Understand that it's gonna be but a personality difference.
It is.
So, like, I got a question, which is what's your type compared to my type?
Our type.
And has it changed since we got older?
Mine it has a little bit. And our type is roughly around the same. We have the same points. We just kind of like have different, like it kind of comes in different body form, a little bit. But you like funny. You like funny. I like funny.
That's so horrible. I have a confession.
What?
But not a really confession, but like just I thought about this like more recently. My fantasy guys are nowhere near
I
what-
just said that to best friend
what I actually
yesterday.
So the guys
I
that
just said
I
that to best
fantasize in
friend.
my head are not the ones that I date. And I think that I need to change that. I think as I got older, I'm starting to realize that I'm doing myself a disservice. Not really, like, I think my fantasy guys don't really, showcase a certain level of preference because for me, I've never dated, outside, like, a different culture outside of, like, what I am, my genetic makeup, which we'll probably do a 23andMe to figure out what all I am, but majority is Black and Puerto Rican, so I never dated outside the Hispanic heritage, and not too far into the Hispanic heritage, but outside the African American culture and that, because it makes the most sense. However, as I got older, I start fantasizing more about different
I want a different experience.
like different dating journeys. But growing up, it's so funny because growing up, it sounds so promiscuous, but I visioned myself having 5 kids of 5 different nationalities. literally gave them names and the types that I wanted them to be, and that was that.
Y'all need crazy as hell.
Very
I'm
crazy,
just
because
saying
that
yeah.
obviously didn't happen. I obviously didn't get like 5 kids or anything like that, but I knew that like I wanted to explore different cultures or like learn about different cultures and stuff. So my definitely our type completely is being goofy all around. That is a huge similarity. But she likes
I love my black love.
yeah. Now she can go hand in hand with like the
I've dealt with
vanilla Afro, you know what I'm saying, African American, like light on light.
I
per se
that's something that has happened of recent years.
Quite a couple times now, honey.
But not too much. Relax.
I personally like my coffee dark,
girl,
medium
bye.
to dark roast. What
you had a light skinned boyfriend first, like be for real.
Who?
And I haven't even and it was never and they was I might have
Light-skinned
dated
boyfriend.
Yes.
Like serious about?
Yeah,
Who are you talking
who
about?
you moved to Florida for? What you
No. He's not light skinned.
What is he?
He's not.
What is he considered?
He's
What? Cause he was lighter than my boyfriend, and my boyfriend is brown. My boyfriend was brown at the time. Well, that's my boyfriend at the time.
he's
My baby
brown
daddy.
too.
He ain't no damn brown.
Yes, he was. He was more like on this like spectrum of like a like toasted caramel.
Ain't no toast.
Yes.
Ain't no toast.
Hey,
Ain't
was
no
First of all,
toast.
he's not light. He wasn't light. He's not a light skin. You can't call him a light skin. He's not light. Yeah. Cleared you, didn't I?
Light skin.
He wasn't light skin.
Light skin.
I'm not gonna argue with you.
We're talking about girl.
He's not.
And you had interaction with you was talking to the Dominicans. Them was the white skin peoples, whiter skin. I
I
couple
don't count
years
that
ago.
one.
Yeah.
I don't count. But however, and it's not. Wait a minute. It wasn't even a couple of years ago. I was 16.
Yeah. I'm talking about me that I've started.
Yeah, that
dealing with.
Starting to
people,
accumulate more like. Now, don't get me
lighter
wrong. I don't
skin.
have a complete preference. I just
still black
have
now.
never like in my adult dating years have gone
They still black.
cream on cream or cream and vanilla. You know what I'm saying? Like I've never had that. So my preference, or I've stuck with a continuous of, you know what I'm saying, chocolate, darker skin tone.
Either way it go, no matter how my coffee came, it was still coffee. It was still black.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's so funny. You are hilarious.
Yeah, you're funnier. But I don't think it's really. What's that? Oh, okay. How would you feel as a twin dating twins?
Ooh.
I mean, we had our little
I don't count that.
our little elementary get out. Nothing too crazy.
I don't count that. It's not serious.
Yeah.
I think that would be interesting to experience.
I think definitely and having children too.
Yeah. Because I recognize that, like, for me, I'm completely open about being a twin. I think those are one of my, like, opening subjects to even say. Like, unconsciously, I tell people I'm a twin all the time. Like, wow, like I went out 2 weekends ago. Weekend before last. So, and again, ran into a redhead, and we were chopping it up, and
How you
he was
feel
like,
about dating a
"No."
redhead?
I want a redhead daughter.
I feel like my son gonna have red hair.
But you have to have a redhead in order to do that.
No, you might not. You might not.
Or they have to have that gene.
They might. I'm
No,
gonna claim it.
you have to.
My son gonna have the red hair.
But
Got the red
anyways.
hair,
So I literally like was talking to him and I was like, oh yeah, and I got a twin. Like just interjected her into like the conversation.
Her.
So like now, like once I'm done like healing and I'm back on the market, I don't know. having that
Hi.
conversation, like, you know, with twins. Which I worked with twins. We worked with twins before.
Yeah.
Never dated them or anything like that. But I think it's always a vibe. It's like people, to me, it's a whole community,
Mm-hmm.
and they understand like you. So like dating one, I think would probably make the most sense. What if we date a twin and have twins though? That's pushing it.
Don't we skip a generation?
I think it is supposed to skip a generation,
Yeah.
but
I don't know. What if he's a generation that is good?
mm,
Wait, it can't be because he's a twin. I don't know. It's too much science for me.
the girl now
It's
literally.
too much science. But I'm just saying, like, I don't know. Yeah, preference wise, I think that now that I'm getting older, I'm more open to exploring the different, like, you know, dating different cultures and not putting like a huge preference on it. You just got to be funny
Yeah, and then I don't.
and
That the
stable.
I was about to say
and family oriented.
yeah. So we have a lot of like the same characteristics. I
that we
haven't
look
really
for.
really
Mhm.
sat down and try to idolize or visualize what my man would know. I know the core things that he has. I don't really have too much of a type besides having like a sense of humor, and being a man of integrity, a man of honor, a man of his word, and dependable.
Yeah.
I love me a good provider. Hello, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
A good leader. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
A man's man. A wise man. Somebody I can learn from. Somebody I can grow
Well,
with.
We're not doing like an open speaking date.
I'm just saying.
For sure.
I know these things. These are the things like
We
outside
share
of.
the same type to a degree. A lot of our
Yeah.
types have the same similarity, and we're non-biased by the preference. I think it's about the person. Now, I will say, like, physically, it's not the same.
Yeah, it differs a
Yeah,
little bit.
characteristics definitely
Yeah.
play like a huge part. But yeah. So, just to wrap this up, I'm gonna ask you one more question. Do you set boundaries for me when you're dating, or would you set boundaries for your twin when you are dating? There's things that I can't do. Da 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 da. Be cool now.
Yeah, I mean, we'll have those conversations. Like, I might tell you that you're doing something that might, be, or you have a certain tendency that is your personality that might rub off on my partner. So I would talk to you because I do have to maintain my relationship with you and maintain my relationship with my partner. Those both jobs are honest and true, and both relationships are meaningful to me. So I wouldn't want to have a issue where I don't have any boundaries set, and there's a constant riffraff because you are a way and my other person is another way, and now we're rubbing off. I
Okay.
think that's an important thing to do.
Set boundaries.
Yeah, I mean, I was my one and only for real relationship. I was a kid, so I didn't really know how to go about it. But growing up, and coming into my womanhood and my motherhood, and identifying the things that I want and what my boundaries are and what they look like, I think it is so important for us to set. What's that? You set boundaries.
Yeah. To a
Me?
degree.
To a degree. It's nothing crazy or nothing, but I have to accept what's for you.
Yeah, I agree with that.
That's for you. That's not for us always, but what you want for yourself. So I can't make you do what I want you to do for us, because that's not the light that we're supposed to be in.
Right. Period. Okay, well, that is it for today's episode. Let us know what you think about dating twins. Do you think it would be hard? Think it would be easy? Think it would be interesting? You can leave a comment on the bottom of this episode. Let us know your thoughts. And you can also write us on Facebook at It's a Double Life Podcast. Instagram, It's a Double Life Podcast. Twitter, It's a Double Life, 2 E's _ and TikTok, It's a Double Life Podcast.
Let's get into it and tap in with your girls, okay?
All right, we out. Bye.
Bye.